What if I told you the 2026 adventure bike you've been saving for might not be the one you actually need? Everyone's hyped on the Honda Transalp, but Kawasaki just brought back the KLE500 after almost 20 years, made it lighter, cheaper, and way more dirt-ready than anyone expected. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one deserves your money and which one is just hype. Let's get into it. 2026 Kawasaki KLE500 head-to-head against the 2026 Honda XL750 Transalp. These two bikes look like they're in the same category: tall, skinny, knobby tires, ready for gravel and highway, but once you dig into the numbers, they're built for totally different riders. I'm going to break it down piece by part so you can see clear as day where each one wins and where it gets crushed. First, price. This is the biggest shock. The 2026 Kawasaki KLE500 ABS starts around $7,199 for the base model, and the loaded SE version with handguards, skid plate, taller suspension, and fog lights is $7,499 MSRP in the US. The 2026 Honda Transalp, $9,999 before you add the destination fee of $600. And if you want the new e-clutch version that lets you ride without ever touching the clutch, you're pushing $10,700 easy. That's a $2,500 to $3,500 difference. For a lot of riders, that's a full set of panniers, a good helmet, riding gear, or even a weekend trip. Right out the gate, the Kawasaki wins on pure wallet damage. Engine and power. Here's where things get interesting. The Honda has a 755cc parallel twin that makes 90.5 horsepower at 6,750 RPM and 55.3 pound-feet of torque at 5,500 RPM. That engine is smooth, pulls hard from 3,000 RPM all the way to redline, and it feels almost sport bike fast on the street. On the highway at 80 miles per hour, it's barely turning 4,500 RPM in 6th gear, and you still have tons of passing power left. The Kawasaki runs the exact same 451cc parallel twin you get in the Ninja 500, putting out 45 horsepower at 9,500 RPM and 31.7 pound-feet of torque at 7,500 RPM. It's revvy, it screams up high, but low-down grunt is noticeably weaker. You'll be downshifting a lot more on steep dirt climbs or when you're loaded with luggage. On paper, the Honda smokes it, but keep that in mind because weight changes everything. Weight and power to weight. The 2026 Transalp weighs 459 pounds wet. The new KLE500 is under 400 pounds. Most estimates put it right around 392 to 396 pounds fully fueled. That's a 60 to 67 pound difference. Even though the Honda has double the horsepower, the Kawasaki actually feels quicker in tight, technical stuff because it's so light. Power to weight on the Honda is about 0.197 horsepower per pound. Kawasaki is 0.114 horsepower per pound. So yeah, on the street and open highway, the Transalp destroys it, but flicking the KLE around fire roads or picking it up after you drop it in the mud, totally different story. Dimensions and rider triangle. Seat height on the Transalp is 33.7 inches standard, or 32.6 inches with the low seat accessory. The Kawasaki base is 32.9 inches, SE model bumps to 33.5 inches, and Kawasaki offers ErgoFit seats that drop it even lower. Both are manageable for riders 5'7" and up, but shorter riders will like the Kawasaki's lower options better. Wheelbase on the Honda is 60.2 inches, super stable at speed. Kawasaki is shorter at 58.1 inches, which makes it turn quicker in tight trails. Rake and trail numbers favor the Kawasaki for off-road agility too. It steers faster when the pavement ends. Suspension and ground clearance. Honda gives you 7.9 inches front travel and 7.5 inches rear with a 43mm Showa inverted fork and a Pro-Link shock. Ground clearance 8.3 inches. It's good for fire roads and light single track, but it's still a road-oriented adventure bike. The 2026 KLE500 base has 7.5 front and 7.3 rear, but the SE jumps to 8.7 front and 8.5 rear with fully adjustable KYB suspension and 9.1 inches of ground clearance. That's a massive difference when you're scraping over rocks or deep ruts. The Kawasaki is clearly built to go deeper off-road without bottoming out every 5 seconds. Wheels and tires. Both run 21-inch front wheels, perfect for adventure. Honda has an 18-inch rear, Kawasaki base has 17 inches, SE gets 18 inches. The 17-inch rear on the base KLE makes it feel more like a supermoto on pavement, super flickable, but the 18-inch SE is the better all-around choice. Both come with tubeless spoked wheels and decent dual sport tires from the factory. Brakes. Honda, dual 310mm discs up front with 2 piston calipers, 256mm rear, and switchable ABS with a gravel mode. Kawasaki, single 310mm front disc, 240mm rear, also with ABS that you can turn off at the rear on the SE model. The Honda stops harder and feels more confidence-inspiring when you're hauling down from 90 miles per hour with luggage. The Kawasaki is lighter, so it doesn't need as much brake, but the single front disc is noticeably weaker in panic stops. Fuel range and economy. Honda's tank is 4.5 gallons and real-world riders get 55 to 62 mpg, so you're looking at 250 to 280 miles before reserve. The Kawasaki has a 4-gallon tank, SE is 4.2, and people who have ridden the Ninja 500 platform are seeing 65 to 72 mpg easy. That gives you similar or slightly better range even with the smaller tank, and you spend less at the pump.
Tech and features. This is where Honda runs away with it. You get a 5-inch full-color TFT screen, Honda Road Sync smartphone connectivity, 5 ride modes including a user-customizable one, throttle-by-wire, traction control, quick shifter on some versions, and the brand new 2026 e-clutch that lets you shift without the clutch lever at all. Perfect for new riders or stop-and-go traffic. The Kawasaki has a simple LCD dash, basic ABS, LED lights, and that's pretty much it. No ride modes, no traction control, no quick shifter, no Bluetooth. If you want all the gadgets, Transalp wins hands down. Comfort for long days. The Transalp has a wider, plusher seat, better wind protection with that rally fairing, and lower vibrations thanks to the bigger engine and counterbalancer. At 70 miles per hour for hours, it's relaxed and quiet. The KLE500 seat is narrower and firmer. Wind blast is higher because the screen is smaller and the engine buzzes more above 7,000 RPM. If you're doing 500-mile days mostly on pavement, the Honda is way more comfortable. If your rides are 200 miles mixed with dirt roads, the Kawasaki is plenty good and feels less like a couch you're trapped on. Reliability and maintenance. Both are Japanese, both have legendary reliability. Honda's 755cc twin has proven bulletproof in the Hornet and now 2 years in the Transalp with almost 0 issues reported. Valve checks every 16,000 miles. Kawasaki's 451cc twin is brand new in this configuration, but it's the same base engine as the Ninja 500 that's been rock solid so far. Valve service interval is 15,000 miles. Parts for Honda are everywhere. Kawasaki parts might take a little longer in remote areas since the KLE500 is brand new again. On-road verdict. If you actually ride dirt more than pavement, the lighter weight, higher ground clearance on the SE, quicker steering, and lower price of the Kawasaki make it the clear winner. You can throw it around, crash it without crying, and fix it cheap. The Transalp can do gravel and forest roads all day, but when it gets rough, it feels big and heavy fast. On-road verdict. Highway, twisty pavement, 2-up touring, the Transalp is in a different league. More power, better brakes, plusher ride, way more tech, and it just eats miles without tiring you out. So here's the final take. If you want a proper do-it-all middleweight adventure bike with real highway legs, comfort for long trips, and all the modern electronics, spend the extra money and get the 2026 Honda Transalp. It's one of the best all-rounders you can buy right now. But if you're on a budget, ride mostly solo, love light and playful bikes, and actually plan to hit real dirt trails regularly, the new 2026 Kawasaki KLE500, especially the SE version, is an absolute steal and way more fun than its specs suggest. Subscribe for more real-world comparisons like this.